All right, let's check out what happened with that boy Deebo Samuel. He's headed to the Commanders. I like microphones, so we're gonna see what we got.
Trade just seconds ago, Deebo Samuel has been traded to the Washington Commanders in exchange for a 5th-round draft pick. He'd had permission to seek a trade, wanted a new home. He gets it and lands in Washington.
Yesterday, the first official move of the offseason went down with the Los Angeles Rams announcing that they were going to sign Matthew Stafford to an extension. And that was followed up with the first major trade of the offseason, something that we've been speculating on this YouTube channel ever since the NFL draft last year has officially happened. So before we get to the content, we are launching our very first baseball video on Uni Diamond Talk notification, which proves that fifth out the
skip all this
NFL season, one of the biggest components.
Deebo Samuel to Washington. I don't know. What do you think, man? Off the dome, I think that kind of works. That makes their team a lot better. It makes their offense a little bit more dynamic. The niggas already got Jaden Daniels. The niggas already got Scary Terry. Fucking who else they got? Austin Eckler, Diami Brown, Brian. You know what I'm saying? Brian Robinson's a pretty decent running back. He gets hurt every other game. But I think this helps, bro. This definitely helps. I already mentioned Austin Eckler. This helps, in my opinion. But we'll see. Let's see what they might have given up.
The San Francisco 49ers' extremely versatile offense was none other than Deebo Samuel. Deebo was able to do it all and played a variety of positions for the San
why
Francisco
wouldn't he be able to help out Jaden Daniels? You know what I'm saying?
In the 2021
There's
NFL
no way.
season. You see, the stars really aligned for Deebo in his 3rd season in the NFL because not only did the San Francisco 49ers not have a halfback that they could fully trust, but since Deebo was selected in the 2nd round of the NFL draft, he was up for a contract extension following this season. And in this very season, Kyle Shanahan dialed up Deebo Samuel's usage all the way up. In this season, Deebo Samuel had 1,770 yards from scrimmage, being named to a Pro Bowl and a first-team All-Pro. There was no question in anyone's mind that Deebo Samuel was the engine that made the San Francisco 49ers offense work. He was not only an extremely speedy and prolific wide receiver, but he was also being used as the running back for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
And as a result, in the offseason, after campaigning and scrubbing his Instagram clean of all 49ers
that means you
content,
getting paid big
he
bucks.
Eventually got a huge contract extension, getting signed to a 3-year.
If you can if you can cover 2 positions on the same side of the ball, you getting paid extra.
$71.5 million
just for all my
contract
football
extension
guys out
with the
there.
San Francisco 49ers. And then into the 2022 season, the San Francisco 49ers would trade for Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel would not be used as a wide back any longer, and he was also dealing with injuries. He would go from 1,770 yards from scrimmage to 864 yards from scrimmage. And from then on, he never really looked like the same player he was in the 2021 season. In 2023, he wasn't even the top wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. That title went to Brandon Ayuk, getting only 892 receiving
Brandon
yards,
Ayuk is
but
nasty, though.
going
He's
back
tough.
up to 1,117 yards.
Brandon
from
Ayuk
scrimmage.
is tough.
But in the 2024 offseason, we really saw where the San Francisco 49ers future was headed. You see, due to the cap hit that Deebo Samuel was going to sustain this offseason, it was very clear that either the 49ers would get to sign Brandon Ayuk to a huge contract extension or trade Brandon Ayuk and continue with Deebo Samuel. Eventually, they decided to sign Ayuk to a contract extension and went into last season with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. But something strange happened. During the regular season, Brandon Ayuk would sustain a season-ending injury, and Deebo Samuel had the opportunity to show the world that he's capable of being the top wide receiver on the 49ers.
Nasty.
Now, the San Francisco 49ers were completely battered and bruised this past year. You can't really measure how good this team was because practically their whole team was injured. But even before that, the 49ers gave us an idea of what they felt that the future of the wide
49ers one of them teams, bro, and this is back-to-back seasons now. They're one of those teams, bro, that just get fucked with injuries, bro. All season they're just cooked because the whole team's on the damn IL list. They're all on IR.
wide receiver position was going to be, selecting Ricky Pearsall in the first round of the 2024 NFL draft. But despite that, Deebo Samuel still had an opportunity to show the world he was capable of being a wide receiver one. And let's just say he did not do that at all whatsoever. Deebo would struggle mightily, and it got very embarrassing at times. In December, he went viral for saying that he is not struggling, he's just not getting the ball. But in a community note, fans said he leads the team in drops, he is struggling. Deebo Samuel would give this interview about his current situation with the 49ers shortly after.
I mean, you read what you read. A little frustrated for sure.
Is getting touches and things like that something that's discussed during those kinds
Oh
of
yeah,
conversations?
100%. Yeah.
You expect it to come back around for you, right? In terms of
If when it comes, it comes.
And from here on out, every single time Deebo Samuel would underperform, it would go viral. It's not hard to find clips of Deebo Samuel dropping wide open passes that he should be capable of getting. On top of this, fans noticed that Deebo was a little out of shape, and he also had clips that just made him seem like he was a detached player. I mean, he literally tackled Isaac Guerrero when the 49ers faced off against the Rams in the middle of December, and at that point, the writing was on the wall. Following the regular season, Deebo Samuel stated,
Bro, it's so fucking, bro, what even was that? Was he just like not running fast enough, or did he lose speed because of the weight? I've never seen a receiver tackle his own running back like that.
Traded, and the 49ers granted him permission to seek a trade. Apparently, the Houston Texans were interested in trading for Deebo, but that wasn't very realistic.
Oof,
and eventually,
that would have been pretty nasty. Deebo to the Texans, because then that solves that Stephon Diggs problem.
suitor was found. According to Ian Rappaport, the San Francisco 49ers are trading star wide receiver Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders for draft pick compensation, sources say. Samuel, due $21.7 million this year, now heads to join former San Francisco 49er exec Adam Peters and play with Jaden Daniels, who gets another weapon. So for those of you guys wondering what the compensation is, it's not that substantial at all. As a matter of fact, according to Adam Schefter, San Francisco has agreed to send Deebo to the Washington Commanders in exchange for a 5th round pick. Like any trade agreed to now, it can't be processed until the new league year begins on March 12th. So whenever a trade like this goes down, a lot of my subscribers wonder why Deebo Samuel is so cheap.
For a 5th rounder, I ain't gonna lie, that is pretty cheap. But let's also let's not act like this motherfucker hasn't been getting hurt these past few years. Like, come on.
It's a combination of factors. One is the fact that Deebo Samuel hasn't really performed well so far, but despite that, based off of his previous production and the fact that he's 29 years old and the fact that he's on a good contract, you'd imagine that you could get like a 4th or a 3rd for him at the very minimum. But the main reason the 49ers made this trade was because they cannot afford to take on any more of Deebo Samuel's salary, especially with Brock Purdy's impending contract extension and the fact that he just hasn't been that good over the past couple of years. The 49ers can't afford any inefficiency when it comes to their salary cap, and they get to move.
I tell you though, that would be a fucking wake up call to these two right here. Like motherfucking Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk. Like them niggas need to step that shit up for real, or they next. Y'all are on the trade block next. I hope they know.
Samuel's contract completely off of the books. And Adam Schefter even brings that up. Washington is taking on the remainder of Deebo's contract.
Same with George Kittle, bro. If George Kittle don't put up numbers next year, I guarantee you he's gone by the trade deadline. Niggas better lock in over there in San Francisco.
$17.55 million salary for the 2025 season per sources. Now this makes a lot of sense. I mean, the 49ers began preparing for the possibility that Deebo Samuel was entering his final season with the team last offseason when they used the number 31 pick in the draft to select Ricky Pearsall. The Niners also signed Brandon Ayuk to a 4-year, $120 million contract and Juwan Jennings to a 2-year, $15.39 million contract. So the 49ers have plenty of wide receiver depth. This is just a cost-cutting move, and it makes a lot of sense because Deebo was frustrated about his usage, which didn't make a lot of sense to me because he himself said that he wanted to no longer play the wide back role once he did get that contract extension originally. But in my opinion, this is a home run trade for both sides. The Washington Commanders are in a position to take on this type of risk. Jaden Daniels is on a rookie scale contract for the next 4 years, and Deebo Samuel's on a very good contract. If it works out, then fantastic
get him as much help as he needs, bro. Might as well.
17.55 against the Cap
while you can.
And the Commanders have the second highest cap space in the entire NFL, and they went to the NFC Championship last year. I really like Deebo Samuel in this position. I mean, you have Jaden Daniels throwing you the football. You have Cliff Kingsbury, who could...
Now imagine if they're able to pull Myles Garrett. I'll take Washington to win it all next year, bro. I swear to God.
In some sweet spots.
Washington
You're
up
not
next.
Going to be the focal point of the offense because that's kind of what Terry McLaurin does. And I hate to say this, 49ers fans, but you do get a little bit of an upgrade at the quarterback position. And this is coming from a Dallas Cowboy fan. I don't think this is a bad trade for either side. Actually, I think this is a home run trade for both sides. Deebo.
Wait, what did he say about the quarterback position?
Offense because that's kind of what Terry McLaurin does. And I hate to say this, 49ers fans, but you do get a little bit of an upgrade at the quarterback position. And this is coming from a Dallas Cowboy fan. I don't think this is a bad trade for either side. Actually, I think this is a home run trade for both sides. Deebo's contract is good. If he's able to turn back the clock, great. If not, Washington Commanders let him go next year, and they're out on a 5th round pick. The San Francisco 49ers get to move away from Deebo Samuel's contract, and they get a 5th round pick in return for him. Which, by the way, San Francisco 49ers fans know, historically, they've always hit on their 5th round picks. I mean, it's kind of disgusting if you take a look at it. George Kittle, 5th round pick. Dre Greenlaw, 5th round pick. Diamador Lenore, 5th round pick. Noah Hufanga, 5th round pick. I mean, it's actually laughable how good the 49ers are at drafting in the later rounds of the NFL draft. So I won't be surprised if maybe in a few years from now,
honestly, I think that makes it all worth it, to be honest. They undefeated in the 5th round. Honestly, they striking gold. That shit is crazy. But I think if Deebo really locked in next season, I think that he'll definitely be able to help out the Commanders. There's no way. He's too dynamic. Now that motherfucker, young brother, got to lose some weight. He got to get in shape for real. Like, that brother has to get in shape. But let me know what y'all think if you a 49ers fan or a Commanders fan. Shit, y'all know what to do. Like up the vid. Subscribe to the channel.